Roki is the ultimate roller coaster, and finally, in May, where he had a good month and a 3.18 ERA, June, the results kinda came back down to earth, and his most recent start was a struggle, but he tops this, or number 2 on this list with first quarter stuff of 105, second quarter stuff 113. Uh, is Roki is he a buy low, or is it just such a, like, mystery box, kind of grenade that you don't wanna, invest? He, unlike Sheehan, is more available, just 35% rostered in Yahoo League, so, probably out there in, like, 12 teamers. What do we make of Sasaki?
Yeah, it's much more of a hold your nose sort of buy
Mm,
low, and I think one that has much more potential for blow ups, right? Like you can even see it in the last few starts. Like, yeah, he's had some games where he had 6 runs, 10 strikeouts, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 Ks. But then there's the 3 homer game that happens, like his last start, and he's gone after 3 innings.
yeah,
It's going to be volatile. I don't think it's fully there yet, but it's encouraging. Home versus Colorado, yes, I'm in for the next start. If his start after that and the All Star break is at New York, probably not. Um, that
yeah,
being said, like he also could have a good start versus Colorado, versus the Yankees. This is probably you're probably gonna be one of these guys that's like, okay, yeah, you probably got by streaming with Roki Sasaki, and then like you look back at game logs, like, well, you started them versus, the Padres and he got rocked. And then benched him versus the Yankees and he shoved. Like
yeah,
it makes no sense. That's one of those things frustrating. But the fact that velocity is up, he's like figured out what splitter he's throwing. He broke that into a fork ball and a splitter. The splitter he throws a bit harder. He's focusing on that more. There has been a bit more slider in recent outings. Um,
mhm,
yeah, it was kind of like in May, like a pitch that he really didn't throw a few starts, and now it's been consistently around like a 20% of the time, which is good because now he's got 3 pitches to offer. It's more of like a gyro slider. Like if you look at the pitch movement profile on Savant, it's like one of those zero close to like a death ball type of movement profile.
hmm,
Um, but it is distinct from the split. So that's nice. And then the fastball, yeah, he has to play off that. So there's still work to be done, but it's encouraging that the stuff is improving. And
yeah,
I could be talked into Sasaki's like a kind of guy, if you make a trade for a hitter and are giving up a pitcher, it's like, all right, try and get Sasaki back. It may not be as bad of a fall off as you would think, sort of thing
yeah.
in the trade.
I think I know it's not as impactful for rest of season, but I think these changes and, like, what he's done this season at just 24 years old, like, the big picture for Sasaki, I'm still, like, interested, you know what I mean? Whether it's I don't
For
know if you
sure.
could
Like this
call
guy,
him a
he was
dynasty, but, like, he's a great
oh,
sleeper
he's a
target next year.
great buy in Dynasty,
Uh,
and I don't think he should be available. Like
yeah,
he was so good in NPV and like, I think he won like their Cy Young award or one of the, was contender for it. He
yeah,
had like that perfect
98,
game.
throws
Y
98, 7 feet of
Yeah.
extension, the splitter. I mean, really everything that we could say about the Roki Sasaki experience kind of feels like it comes down to, like, can you trust the splitter? Like, is it on or not? Because, like, on
Yeah.
the good stretches he's had, it's like, okay, this gets a ton of whiffs, nobody can touch it, and then you look at, like, the next outing, and it's like, "Oh, nope, it gave up a homer, it got
Yeah.
crushed." So, yeah, it's just everybody talks about how much that's a field pitch, and I feel like you just live that with him. Like, the funny part about Sasaki when you were talking about him, he feels like the guy, and maybe you know this type, when you're, like, in the playoffs and it's Friday and you're, like, chasing innings and you're like, "Okay, Sasaki's out there. Do I wanna put my whole season on the line with
Yeah.
a lotto ticket?" And just and like you said, it's probably one of those that
Yeah.
you could throw the matchup out,
Out the
because
window, yeah.
yeah, he's just
Yeah,
he's gonna stomp you one way or
yeah.
another.
And I
Um,
think we're spoiled with these guys that come over from Japan because either they're, like, going over there to, you know, as a reclamation process and, like, as a image rehab and, like, figuring things out in a secondary league. That I don't mean that in a, in a negative connotation or anything like that. Or they're these guys that come over after they've been pitching there for 6, 7, 8 years as finished polished pros that know how to pitch, and attack guys, like, but there's also still, like, Tatsuya Imai is that, and, like, look at the struggles he's dealing with, like,
yeah,
night in and night out dealing with different mounds and, alternating amazing starts versus, the worst starts you could ever imagine, and figuring that out. So there's a lot to go on with that. I know this is Sasaki's second year, but there's still a bit of a learning curve, and I
yeah,
think
it's a different
eventually.
size ball. I mean, it's just like
Yeah, yeah.
there's
Like,
real things that go into it, right?
how high do you still think the ceiling is for Sasaki? Like, do you think he has SB1 upside
Yeah,
still?
man, at age
Yeah,
24,
yeah,
absolutely. Like, when
yeah,
you think about guys in the past that have, built us up to let us down, and, like, if Lucas Giolito can struggle for 4 or 5 years and
yeah,
then have a season or 2 where he's SP1, like, he has the tools to where I think he still
yeah.
could be an SP1, like, would you be shocked at all given 2 more full seasons if he's just it doesn't seem like it will take that much for him to unlock something, which is why he's such a buzzworthy name, but yeah, I think still SP1. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe not like top 5 pitcher, but I definitely think he can crack into like a top 20, top 15 arm for sure.
Yeah.